Thank you for joining us. I'm Carla Holt. Fraud is top of mind right now for state leaders amid shocking and startling accusations about billions of dollars of alleged fraud in more than a dozen state programs. And the agencies whose job it is to fight it spoke up today, laying out their role. Jana Shortle is here to talk more about what they are doing now and want to do moving forward. Jana?
Well, Carla, the head of the BCA and the person in charge of fighting fraud before it happens at DHS wanted to take a beat today to just let Minnesotans know the actions they have already in motion. And the goal, they said, was to be transparent about how seriously they are taking fraud to you, the taxpayer, and to, in essence, show their work. While the state of Minnesota wades through the morass of fraud already done, its fraud enforcers say they're on offense right now with a group called the Office of Inspector General Coordinating Council.
Part of the goals of this council is to look and learn from those lessons and look for areas that we can implement across the enterprise on the front end, learning from those lessons in a better way than we could have in the past.
The council's a long list of state agencies, big and small, working together on best ideas to stop fraud before it happens. They have guidance from fraud investigators, forensic accountants, and folks who can sniff fraud out on the front end. What it doesn't have on its face is anyone with a partisan bend, a bend the BCA and DHS want to stay away from, so the focus stays on fraud and not on political point scoring.
You know, I'm a nonpartisan person. I'm a cop. I grew up working to combat criminals who wish to commit crimes against Minnesotans, and I continue that work today.
The system will work best and really can only work if everyone partners together and we keep politics out of it. I'm willing to partner with anyone that is serious about stopping fraud. I want to collaborate with elected officials, collaborate with law enforcement to stop criminals.
What did get asked again was how the U.S. Attorney's Office estimated that Minnesota was defrauded of $9 billion. Here's the answer to that by DHS.
No one at DHS has previously heard anything from our federal partners at CMS or otherwise, even remotely approaching the $9 billion figure. So again, I just haven't seen any evidence or information to support that figure.
So while the dispute plays on what the exact amount is, a common sense question was asked of Clark at DHS. How did Housing Stabilization Services, budgeted for $2.6 million, explode to spending $100 million without one red flag being raised?
DHS expected these programs to grow. I would also say that I am concerned about the massive growth of new programs and whether we are doing a sufficient job to vet these people and businesses before they gain access to these programs.
What did get asked again was how the U.S. Attorney's Office estimated that Minnesota was defrauded of $9 billion. You heard that answer. You also heard DHS basically say, yeah, don't think the vetting was very good there. And in addition to admitting that, saying they're going to have to do better and they are going to need more robust systems, more people to make sure this doesn't happen again. But definitely taking accountability for that big inflation in costs with HHS. Carla?
So interesting. And again, a clear statement that this was not political, not their intention whatsoever.
That's what they're saying. Yes?
All right. Thank you so much, Jana. Well, KARE 11 has been covering fraud extensively for years, and you can find a comprehensive look at our coverage right now on KARE11.com/fraud. Tonight, the twice convicted